Good morning, my dear student. Myself, Professor Digambar Wankade. Today we will learn another new poem, and the name of the poem is Palanquin Bearers by Sarojini Naidu. In this poem, Sarojini Naidu has expressed both feelings, feeling of joy and feeling of unhappiness. Palanquin bearers are In this poem, palanquin bearers are carrying bride. Before it, we will see the Sarojini Naidu's introduction. Sarojini Naidu was Indian poet. She was political activist and played important role in India's freedom movement. She was called Nightingale of India. Nightingale of India. In this poem, palanquin bearers. The poem is based on the royal bride. Bride means Navavadhu. The bride who is on her way to her husband's house on a palanquin. Palanquin means large box in which bride is carrying. Poetess has expressed mixed feelings in this poem. The palanquin bearer do not feel the burden of the bride, and they think that the bride is very soft, tender and delicate. Bride means Navavadhu. How she is? She is tender and delicate, Nazuk. Poem starts, lightly, oh lightly, we bear her along. Bearers are expressing their views. They are addressing songs to the bride. In this poem, bearers are speaking to the bride. Lightly, oh lightly, we bear her along. She sways like a flower in the wind of our song. She skims like a bird on the foam of a stream. Who? She means bride. She floats like a laugh from the lips of her dream. Who? The bride. She is used for bride. Gaily, oh gaily, we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on a string. Softly, oh softly, we bear her along. She hangs like a star in the dew of our song. She means bride. She springs like a beam on the brow of the tide. She falls like a tear from the eyes of bride. Lightly, oh lightly, we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on a string. The poem is very small and beautiful. In this poem, poetess has used a number of similes, figure of speech. The poem carries a number of similes like that a flower, dewdrop and the love to show how delicate and light the bride is. Poetess has also used similes. The intention behind these similes is to across that the bride is very tender and needs to be handled with care. The poetess Sarojini Naidu is representing the bride as the heroine of the poem Palanquin Bearer. Poetess describes the gesture of the bride by using different words of the moment like sways, skims, helkavekhani, floats, glide. The refrain gives a perception of consistence and steady movement of the palanquin, large box. The poetess describes the bride as she floats like a lark, and then she writes she falls like a tear. This creates a contradiction because The bride is in tears since she is separating from her family, but at the same time she is laughing because the bride is going to start new relationship with the love of her life, with the love of her husband. In this poem, custom of carrying bride in a palanquin by the palanquin bearers, the poem Palanquin Bearers is so finely woven around this custom. Traditional custom is expressed in this poem, which expresses joy and pride of palanquin bearers in carrying the newly princess to her in-laws house, and while walking they are singing along happily. Who are singing a song in this poem? Palanquin bearers who are carrying a royal bride. According to the palanquin bearers, the bride is so light. How she is? She is very light, that it feels like the princess. She is how she is? She is like princess, and she is swaying like a flower sways in the wind. She is sitting in the palanquin and hearing their song. They consider the royal princess as a privilege instead of burden. Who? Palanquin bearers consider the royal princess as privilege instead of burden to them, since she is sitting and thinking about her future after marriage. She is like a flower in the wind, and the bride is moving from side to side. Who? The bride. Palanquin bearers, they means palanquin bearers, says that she is like the bird that skims on the foam of the stream. Stream means pravaha. Foam of the stream, फुग्यांचा बुडबुडा प्रवाहावर, which means that a bird passes stream skipping through the foam of the stream, and the bride resembles of that bride because she is so delicate to carry. To whom? The palanquin bearer. She carries mixed feelings because now she is leaving her husband, she is leaving her parents, and she is now happy because she is going to start new relationship with his husband. They are carrying like pearl on a string, since she is precious, Mollevan, and delicate like a jewel. How she is like a precious and delicate like a jewel, Ratna. In the dew of their song, the princess is hanging like a star. How she is? In the dew of their song means Palanquin Bearers song, the princess is hanging like a star, like a ray of light is seen on the top of tide. Simile figure of speech. She appears to be jumping just like that. A tear rolled down the eyes of bride. In the same way, she falls. Who? Palanquin. In the palanquin bearer, bride falls. The bearers are carrying the princess as if she is dew or a teardrop. They are delighted, they are happy to carry the bride, and they could not feel her weight because she is very tender. So thank you, my dear student.